70%. Yes, that's the amount of the Buick dealerships who opted out of selling EVs altogether. Is this hesitation to join the EV race crumbling the GM network? Let's find out. We all know the big push for EVs. Governments and car companies are all in, but there seems to be a snag somewhere between the factory and showroom floor. You might be wondering, why aren't these shiny new EVs flying off the shelves? Well, there are a few key reasons why selling EVs isn't exactly a dream come true for many GM dealerships right now. One of the main issues causing trouble in EV manufacturing is slow demand. Dealers in the lifeblood of the car industry. They're the ones on the front line, gauging consumers' interest and feeling the buying pulse of the market. When it comes to electric vehicles, the reality check they're experiencing might be a little surprising. Slow demand for EVs can lead to a glut of unsold vehicles sitting on dealership lots. A study by Alex Partners found that in Q1 of 2024, the average number of days an EV spent on a dealership lot was 72% higher compared to gas-powered cars. This inventory overload ties up valuable capital for dealerships and can put pressure on profit margins. The initial boom many expected for EVs hasn't quite materialized. Sure, the early adopters, the tech enthusiasts, and environmentally conscious consumers were quick to embrace the new technology, but convincing the average car buyer is proving to be a tougher nut to crack. Furthermore, data from Kelley Blue Book shows that the average transaction price from a new electric car in the US sits around $60,000, a hefty jump compared to average gas-powered car price of $40,000. This price difference, coupled with concerns about charging infrastructure and range anxiety, is creating a barrier for many potential buyers. The result? A surplus of EVs sitting on dealership lots. In February 2024, for instance, the average number of days a new EV sits on a lot was 102, compared to just 67 days for a gas-powered car. This imbalance in supply and demand is putting a strain on dealerships who are used to a faster inventory turnover rate. Electric vehicles might boast fewer moving parts compared to gas-powered cars, leading many to believe they require minimal maintenance. While that's partially true, the new technology also presents unique challenges for dealerships. Mechanics are accustomed to troubleshooting issues with internal combustion engines. However, diagnosing and fixing problems in electric motors and battery systems require a different skill set. Many dealerships haven't yet invested in training their staff to handle these new complexities. A 2023 survey by the National Automobile Dealers Association found that only 42% of dealerships felt their service departments were adequately prepared to handle EVs. Take a recent example, which is a software issue that caused chaos in the new Chevy Blazer EV, causing problems with the charging system. Dealers unfamiliar with this specific software issue had to wait for guidance and potential software patches from GM, leaving frustrated customers with inoperable vehicles. Now, what about service costs? Let's be honest, dealerships make a good chunk of their profit from servicing gas-powered cars. All these routine maintenance procedures add up to a significant chunk of a dealership's profit. But with the electric vehicles, this traditional income stream is drying up. But what exactly does this mean? Unlike internal combustion engines with numerous moving parts requiring lubrication and filter changes, electric motors are far simpler. They don't require oil changes, air filters, or spark plug replacements, significantly reducing the number of service visits needed for EVs. What about training and investment cost? The push for EVs present a unique financial hurdle for dealerships. General Motors, for example, requires its dealerships to invest significantly in order to sell electric vehicles. This investment covers several key areas. Charging stations are a must for any dealership selling EVs. EVs. Installing these stations can be expensive, with costs varying depending on the number of charging ports and the type of charging. Servicing and selling EVs require a different skill set compared to gas-powered cars. Mechanics need training on electric motors, battery systems, and EV-specific diagnostic tools. According to a survey by the National Institute for Automotive Service Excellence, the average cost for an EV certification program for mechanics is around $1,500 per technician. The total cost for a dealership to become EV certified can range from $100,000 to upwards of $400,000 depending on factors like location, brand, and the number of charging stations installed. With slow EV sales and a limited customer base currently, many dealerships, especially those selling less popular brands like Buick, are hesitant to make such a significant upfront investment. A study by J.D. Power found that only 48% of dealerships believe they will see a return on their EV investment within the next 3 years. As we saw earlier, in a significant move, nearly 70% of Buick dealerships opted out of selling EVs altogether when faced with GM's hefty investment requirements. This highlights the financial strain such requirements can place on dealerships, particularly those with lower sale volumes. Selling an EV is a time-consuming endeavor compared to a gas-powered car. Customers often have more questions about the technology, range anxiety, charging infrastructure, and government incentives. A study by Cox Automotive finds that the average sales process for an EV takes 25% longer than a traditional car. This translates to fewer sales opportunities for salespeople and potentially lower overall commissions. Effectively selling EVs requires a deeper understanding of the technology, battery types, charging options, range limitations, etc. Salespeople need to be prepared to address customer concerns and educate them on the benefits of EVs. Investing time and resource in EV-specific training becomes crucial. Overall, the current sales landscape for EVs presents a challenge for salespeople. They face increased time demands, the need for additional knowledge, and a potential commission gap compared to gas-powered vehicles. To incentivize salespeople and make EVs more appealing, dealerships may need to consider adjusting commission structures or offering EV-specific bonuses to recognize extra time and effort involved. So what's next? Will GM dealerships and EVs ever find a happy medium? There are signs of change. GM is slowing down production of some EV models and seems to be considering bringing back hybrids, which is a technology that dealers are more comfortable with. Maybe it's a sign that a more gradual approach to electrification is needed. One thing's for sure, the road to an electric future is full of unexpected turns. We'll be here to keep an eye on things, so stay tuned for the next chapter in the EV story. For more awesome content, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. If you have any other suggestions regarding our contents, do comment below.